Hello students, I am your zoology lecturer Sangeeta. You know that in the last semester you have in paper 6.1 you have three concepts. One is related to the cell biology, which is already started by Gagana ma'am, and remaining genetics and evolution. So in that I will take you evolution. Okay, so this is your first chapter in your evolution syllabus. So theories of organic evolution. The first chapter includes mainly theories of organic evolution, includes Lamarckism, Darwin-Wallace theory of natural selection, synthetic theory of evolution, gene mutation, gene flow, genetic drift, isolation, and natural selection, types of natural selection, Hardy-Weinberg's equilibrium. So these are the concepts that will be in the first chapter, which is theories of organic evolution. Well, these all these concepts which is in the first chapter is very important, and it's a very basic concept in order to study the evolution. So before going through all the concepts, you should know some basic terms. And these theories, which is Lamarckism and Darwin's theory of natural selection, these theories are very much important. Okay, and then other terms like gene flow, gene mutations, these are the very basic concept. Even though you will study in higher education, still these basic concepts will be there. So that's why first chapter is very much important in exam point of view. Okay, so before starting the syllabus, first we should know the term meaning. What is evolution? Well, the evolution is actually a Latin word where e means out and vol means roll, which is literally means opening up, unfolding, or rolling out. Okay, something which is unfolding. Okay, unrevealed. If you want to discover something, okay, which we could say is as an unfolding. So which is a kind of, you believe, say something is a secret, and if you want to reveal it, you could say it is an unfolding. And the evolution is nothing but is a opening or unfolding or rolling out something. Okay, so first of all, why we have to study this evolution concept? Very simple. Let's take an example of horse. So the horse which we are seeing today, it was not look exactly in 1,000 years back. Okay. So if you see a horse which was in 50 million years ago, it was just like a sheep size. But now look at the size of a horse. It is totally changed. Now it is gigantic. How it has happened? It's just because of evolution. But how has it happened? That study, we call it as an evolutionary study. Okay, or if you take human beings, so human beings, say there is a saying that humans are evolved from monkeys, whether it's true or not. But if you see the ancestry history of human beings, our ancestors were not exactly look like us. They were totally different. In order to evolve Homo erectus, or Homo erectus, Homo sapiens, it took nearly 70 to 80,000 years, and that is what we call it as an evolution. Okay, so what is exactly the organic evolution? Organic evolution and evolution both are same. There is no difference in it. So what is the exact definition of organic evolution? Origin of new forms of life, that is new species from pre-existing life, okay, by undergoing slow and gradual change, which we call it as organic evolution. Okay, so evolution of a new species which is from pre-existing one, okay, means any creature that you are seeing today, they are actually present or they are formed because of pre-existing one. So the new species what you are seeing today, they are actually evolved from the pre-existing species, and these changes or development of new species is actually formed by slow and gradual changes. Remember one thing, the process of evolution is not a quick process, it's a slow and gradual process. Or you could simply say organic evolution as a descent with modification, a gradual change with gradual change with the modifications, or you could say, right, gradual change. Descent with modification means you could say gradual change, okay, which we call as an organic evolution. So in this organic evolution, the first chapter have the concept which we call it as Lamarckism. Okay, so these are the concepts you have, I think you have already studied in the PUC, right? So, and it's a very basic concept, right? So Lamarckism is the theory which is actually explains how the new species are evolved from the pre-existing one. And let's see the Lamarckism theory. So the theory of Lamarckism was actually explained by a famous evolutionist called as Jean-Baptiste de Lamarck. Okay, one of his book, he wrote a book which we call it as Philosophic Zoologic in the year 1809. In his book, when he published his book, he actually explained his theory, and this theory is actually called as a Lamarckism. And this theory explains how the new species are formed from the pre-existing one. Okay. Also, Lamarck is also famous for coining the term biology, invertebrates, even the term annelida is also coined by Lamarck. Okay. So the Lamarckism is nothing but the theory which was proposed by Lamarck, called as a Lamarckism. Okay. So his theory based on the main principle, which is use and disuse theory and inheritance of acquired characters. Okay, so his theory means Lamarckism is mainly have based on two principles: use and disuse theory, inheritance of acquired characters. Even sometimes Lamarckism is also called as inheritance acquired character. Okay, Lamarckism is also called as inheritance of acquired character. Okay, so the mainly two principles are involved in his theories. So what is the intention of this theory? This theory explains how the new species are formed from pre-existed species. Okay, ಮುಂಚೆನೇ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಸ್ಪೀಷೀಸ್ ಇಂದ ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಪೀಷೀಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಬಂತು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಈ ಲೆಮಾರ್ಕಿಸಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay, so let's see what are the salient features that will be seen in Lamarckism. So salient features mainly involves, Lamarck believes that complex living organisms are formed from simple living organisms. Means whatever you see the complex animals in the present day, their ancestors are simple living forms. So that simple living forms developed as a complex forms. That is what he says in his theory. And then the environment does not remain constant, it changes. He believes that in the Lamarckism, he says that environment which is present now, it will changes all the time, it won't remain constant, because, and that is true, right? See, if you see the environment, so environment, they don't have any constant condition. Means if you see the year, within a year you will see 3 seasons, right? Summer, winter, rain season. Exactly. If you see a day, within a day you will see some variation in the environment. Like in the daytime the temperature is very less, in the afternoon the temperature is more, and at the evening the temperature will be less. Within a day there is a change in the environment, right? Environment conditions. So he says that environment changes which happens, that actually stimulates to develop a new species from the pre-existing one. Okay, the change in the environment influences plants and animals. So whatever the changes will happens in the environment, that will stimulate the animals and the plant to change. Okay, variation in the environment stimulates the plants and animals to change themselves. Okay, then the changes in the environment provides new needs for the organisms. So whenever the environment changes, that stimulates the animals to develop a new need. Okay, so that's how actually animals will involve in the evolution. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇನ್ ಅವ್ನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದಂದರೆ, ಲೆಮಾರ್ಕಿಸಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಷೀಸಿಂದ, ಪ್ರೀ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಷೀಸಿಂದ ನ್ಯೂ ಸ್ಪೀಷೀಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಏನೇನು ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಈ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದೇನೋ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸಿಂದ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ನಾನು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೊಂದು ರೀಸನ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಲಿ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸು ಕೂಡ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೋ ದೇ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ನ್ಯೂ ನೀಡ್, ಅದರ ಬಾಡಿಲಿ ಹೊಸ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಓವರ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ನ್ಯೂ ನೀಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ in response to the new needs, organism develops new structure. ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ, ಆ ಚೇಂಜಾಗಿ ಆಗಿರೋ ಕಂಡೀಷನಿಗೆ ಅದು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, ರೈಟ್? ವೈ ದೇ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್? in order to survive. Okay, so variation in the organisms arise through the effect of use and disuse theory. So variation in the organisms means when an organism develops new structure, that is nothing but a variation, right? So that structure was not present in the previous species, now it is present in the this species, that is a variation, right? So, and this variation will happen because of use and disuse theory. What is use and disuse theory? I will tell you in detail in the further videos, okay? Because you have separate concept, use and disuse theory and then on separate concept ಇದೆ, ಆವಾಗ in detail ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. Okay, the continuous use makes the structure greatly developed. ಯಾವಾಗ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೋ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ, ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ನೇ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಯಾವುದ್ರಿಂದ ಆಗೋದು? ಯೂಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಥಿಯರಿ, ಯೂಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿಂದ. ದ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಲಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್. ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್, ರೈಟ್? The new structure developed by the organism in response to the environment are called acquired characters. So whatever the new structure is developed because of environmental changes happened, and this new structure will be called as acquired character. Acquired means adopted character. So Lamarckism is also called as inheritance of acquired character ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಸಮ್ಮರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ. ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾನೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅನಿಮಲಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮಿಂದನೇ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದು. ಯಾಕೆ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಯಿತೋ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಲು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಏನಾಯಿತು? ಇಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಸ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, ಒಂದು ನ್ಯೂ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ನ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತು. ಅದನ್ನೇನಾಯಿತು? ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿತು. ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಕೂಲ ಏನಾಯಿತು? ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ that character was inherited for the next generation. ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತು? ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತು, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ಗೂ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋಯ್ತು. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ salient features of Lamarckism. But the most important concept that you have to study in the Lamarckism is principles of Lamarckism, which is internal urge of an organism, environment and new needs, use and disuse theory, inheritance of acquired characters. So these are the major 4 principles that actually explains what is Lamarckism. ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ನೋಡಿದೇನಂದ್ರೆ ಲೆಮಾರ್ಕಿಸಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲ್ ಲೆಮಾರ್ಕಿಸಮಲ್ಲಿ ಲೆಮಾರ್ಕಿಸಮ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಈ 4 ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ all four principles I will explain you in the next class. So this is just an introductory class for you. Okay, so I think this is enough for the today's class. Hope all of you understood the concept. Thank you.